With Field Yates joining us and the Combine right around the corner, 2 weeks from today, we'll be in our fourth and final day of our week in Indianapolis, or week's worth of shows in Indianapolis. I'll be getting ready for day 2 of the Combine. The quarterbacks will be throwing the next day on NFL Network, and the draft will be front and center for a ton of people. And so something happened yesterday that is so unique, that is just a sign of our times, a sign of the 21st century, a sign of college football in the 21st century, is that there was a hearing in state court held by a state court judge, because Trinidad Chambliss is asking for a 6th year of eligibility from the NCAA based on something that happened in 2022 when he was in his 2nd year at Ferris State in the state of Michigan. And the NCAA said, no, you cannot get a 6th year of eligibility. And he sues to get that 6th year of eligibility in state court. And, back in the day, if somebody was eligible to be drafted in the NFL coming off of a heater of a playoffs like Trinidad Chambliss, that kid wanting to say, I want to go back to college for a 6th year would be wild. Yeah, like, you got to explain to me, what are you doing? Go to the NFL, start your clock to get a contract so you can get a second contract and get paid like Tua. Mm-hmm. And that's the idea. Again, or get paid like Russell Wilson, who Chambliss reminds me of quite a bit, with his ability to throw and on the run and extend a play. What's he doing? Well, what he's doing is he wants to stay at Ole Miss, where I'm sure he's going to get paid a mint, and then he'll start the clock again. But he's doing what he's able to do, which is get a 6th year of eligibility, and the judge, Robert Whitwell, agreed with him. And according to Pete Thamel's story on ESPN.com, the judge concluded that Chambliss submitted adequate medical reference and that the NCAA didn't act in good faith in denying the waiver. I've never seen those words before. NCAA didn't act in good faith.
They're weird.
Those are weird words to see. The NCAA, for its part, basically said you did it in the state court because you knew you'd get in front of a favorable judge, unless I guess the judge went to Mississippi State. Well, at any rate, the NCAA is not happy about it. Chambliss is happy about it. He gets to stay for a 6th year rather than go into the draft. And I'm wondering, because, I'm wondering what the NCAA's case was. I mean, you could read about it. But Chambliss essentially said he would be irreparably harmed if he wasn't allowed this 6th year of eligibility. And that's what you have to prove. Again, I'm no lawyer. I don't play one on TV. I watch a lot of Law and Order. I did get from my good buddy Gabe Feldman an honorary degree from the Tulane Sports School of Law. The School of Sports Law at Tulane University, based on my knowledge of how everything worked during the lockout. And then, Gabe conferred me that degree and forgot to sign it.
Oh, man.
But listen, we're just nitpicking. But irreparable harm, you got to show that I'm irreparably harmed. And so there was one witness that Chambliss, I guess, put on the stand to prove that he was going to be irreparably harmed. And that was another judge, not, a judge by profession. Joe Judge got up there and basically said that, in essence, one of the things he said, that Chambliss needs that 6th year of eligibility because other players who stay one extra year, that it could help his NFL draft prospects to return to Ole Miss in 2026 rather than go into the draft. Essentially attempting to show irreparable harm, according to Thamel, Judge pointed out that just 3 or 4 college quarterbacks with 1 year as a starter in major college football got lucrative second contracts, illustrating the importance of experience and development and thriving at the next level. Now, I'm wondering, would the NCAA then put a draft expert on the stand and say, Chambliss could be the second quarterback taken if he's going right now? You know?
Not a bad strategy.
Judge in the state right next door. Ty Simpson got his ass beat. And he could be a top 15 pick. Could they possibly have put you, TJ? NCAA could have put you on the stand with your Arch Manning cards and say, this guy, you want to go in the draft with this guy by staking 1 more year? These cards are going to be very valuable. I plan to retire on my Arch Manning cards, Your Honor.
Sailing away.
You know what I mean? I'm going to buy a boat. Would you have been a character witness for the NCAA, TJ, with your Arch Manning cards? Because whatever.
I don't snitch. So.
Listen, but it was just nuts to see an assistant coach of Ole Miss on the stand.
Yeah, wild.
Talking about why a kid needs a 6th year of eligibility because it's going to help him get another contract in the NFL, a second one, because he's got to get more experience here. And, Your Honor, I place before you the career of one Mitchell Trubisky. He hardly started a lick at North Carolina, got drafted 2nd overall. Now, that second contract, it's just nuts. The whole thing from soup to nuts. It's nuts. And then Joe Judge started wading into the waters of sleep science.
Sleep science.
Wow. Yeah.
Because, again, not to get too deep into the weeds, the medical waiver that Chambliss sought was based, again, on 2022 when he was at Ferris State. And he was sick. He weighed just 176 pounds. He clearly was not healthy. And part of all of this was, in fact, based on the sleep stuff coming up about how Chambliss's lawyers tried to show that the respiratory issues he was suffering from back then impacted his sleep, which then in turn impacted his performance. And that's when Joe Judge, the sleep doctor, said this.
But we would have to educate. This is always a tough conversation to have. It's not going to be a popular thing, but this is the truth. We would have to educate significant others who may have been pregnant during the season or going to have a baby during the season. And you have to educate them on, you have this baby in the middle of the season. That father has to play good football, right? It's a day-by-day production business. He has to be ready to perform and go out there and play. And when I say that is, you need to let him sleep. He needs to be in another room, detached. You have to explain to the mother, like, hey, listen, he ain't waking up for midnight feedings. After the season, he's Full Metal Jacket. You do whatever you want with him. And he can change every diaper. But in season, he's got to have a different priority.
What did I just hear?
Okay. So,
something about Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Gents, first things first. You got to give it up to Joe Judge for being honest on the stand, which, to be honest with you, we don't see enough of in this world anymore. Being straight up honest when he is on the stand after putting his hand on a Bible saying he will tell the whole truth and nothing but. Now then. Number 2. What? Really? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I will just say this, which I know is a crutch before I stray into a lane outside of sports.
Stay in your lane.
I'm telling everybody out there, there is nothing like changing a diaper in the middle of the night and then maybe putting your baby back to sleep and having that moment. Nothing beats it. It sucks. You're up. My right eye is just twitching about remembering. these moments of lack of sleep. And maybe sometimes with your job being so difficult that you, sometimes get to rest and not change a diaper in the middle of the night. But sometimes you suck it up and you let your spouse, the one who, gave birth and carried the kid for 10 months. By the way, that's something, kids, I didn't know until Zan was born, the first. It's 10 months. You let her sleep. I can't believe I got to say this sort of stuff on this program. It was so ridiculously off of an opinion that even the most shameless individual from the Ole Miss football program tweeted out a head slap emoji. And that is Lane Kiffin. Lane with the head slap emoji, and he just put in a word that just said Joe.
Joe.
He deleted it.
Oh, he did?
Apparently.
By the way, Joe Judge has 4 kids.
It's never really done.
Well, I guess, during the season, he just, but after that, during the season, he wasn't doing that sort of stuff. But afterwards, he was Full Metal Jacket, which is what a 3-word construct to use about just that scene alone ends poorly
for everyone.
Yeah.
And the line that the drill sergeant uses, the last word, spoiler alert, before Private Pyle takes him out is, didn't mommy and daddy give you enough attention when you were a child? And he's saying, football players, don't worry about giving the attention. It's more important you sleep so you can go get ready to beat the crap out of whatever school Ole Miss is paying to come and get the crap beaten out of, because they got to get ready to play the whole thing.
I mean, it's the SEC. It just means more.
I guess so.
But if dad gets sleep and he plays better, that means his draft position better. And
yeah,
therefore he's
but-
able to provide for his family in the long run.
Got it. But how many, again, not to get too serious about it, but how many stories do you hear for the draft that mom worked 3 jobs, dad worked 4 jobs, dad got up? Isn't that Darnold's story too?
Sacrifice.
Right? The
Everything
dad worked,
sacrifice.
Got home late and then woke up at 4 after 4 hours to work Sam out in the morning. Right. You hear these stories. Russell Wilson's dad took rounders. You hear these stories, and it's amazing about mom and dad were operating on less than the proper amount of sleep and still worked, made both ends meet. What a terrible message.
Right. Think how many heaters Dick Hammer had to pull to get to Sam Darnold.
That's another way to put it. That's his grandfather.
Well,
Trickle down.
Exactly.
Apropos of nothing, but you did at least get to say the words Dick Hammer into a microphone on ESPN, which I think was your end goal, rather than the point you were trying to make inartfully. Let me just say this, please, just to wrap it up. What the hell's going on in college sports sometimes? It's just, yesterday I'm reading this, I'm reading it. And at the end of the day, I don't know. Trinidad could have been the second quarterback taken in this year's draft. But maybe he's going to make enough cash, and maybe he's happy where he is, and I don't blame him for doing what he can do. And he beat the NCAA, which is awesome. That is great. Speaking on behalf of all Michigan fans everywhere, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. You should basically now order a cheeseburger and send the bill to the NCAA. Yeah, baby.
I roll.
Okay. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.